this video, we're going to talk about a Tesla prediction. And here's the prediction: that Tesla will have a major announcement, such as maybe a 5-to-1 stock split at their Q2 earnings on July 26th or 2 days later on July 28th. In this video, we're going to look at the theory behind this prediction. What's the theory behind this prediction? How likely I think this prediction could be true, and what it means for your portfolio. So let's dive into it. If you're new to my channel, welcome here. It's the Paper Bag Investor, where we're always looking for the next multi-bagger investment for your portfolio. Looking for those long-term, high-growth, very, very high-conviction companies that you can have a lot of conviction behind, which means you can put a lot of your portfolio behind and you can do exceptionally well over time. I've been investing since about 2009 with a 30% compound annual growth rate over that time. And I say that not to brag, but to open your eyes to what's possible in the market. By the way, nothing on this channel is personal financial advice for you, so please sure to remember that. But if you get value out of this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and smash the like button while you're at it. Really appreciate that. Okay, so back to the video. So what's the theory behind this prediction that Tesla will have a major announcement at their Q2 earnings or 2 days later? What's the theory? It comes from a guy on Twitter named Alternate Jones, who's a great Tesla Twitter follow, by the way. And he said a 5-to-1 stock split could be imminent, not financial advice. So to be honest, this theory, it's a little bit far-fetched, but I'm going to show you the details behind it, and it does not seem impossible. So here's the details. Back in June, Alternate Jones, he tweeted, the last time Elon tweeted about sequel, quote-unquote sequel, was on October 5th, 42 days before the S&P 500 inclusion announcement on November 16th, which occurred on November 16th, after which Tesla took off by 116% over the next 2 months. So Tesla, we're going to show it in a moment, but Elon tweeted this cryptic sequel tweet 42 days before the S&P 500 inclusion happened, and the stock went on a massive tear. It was a huge catalyst for the stock. Now, he tweeted this back in June. He said 42 days from yesterday is July 28th, which is when Tesla's Q2 earnings are expected. Just saying. So at the time, they were expecting earnings were expected July 28th, which was 42 days after this other tweet that Elon made. They've since been, Q2 earnings have been announced for July 26th, but still close. And here were the tweets that Elon sent. So originally he said back in October, Hollywood should just start with the sequel and skip the original because financials. Kind of a weird cryptic tweet. 42 days later, S&P 500 happened. Okay, great. And then back in June, he tweeted, let's just skip original video games and movies and go straight to the sequel. And again, this was 42 days before July 28th, which was at the time at least, was expected for Q2 earnings. Now it's July 26th. So the prediction this guy's making is that this is kind of a pattern to show that Elon knows something is coming on that date. Either maybe it's going to be Q2 earnings, maybe it's July 28th, but some kind of event is happening that could be a major catalyst for Tesla and Tesla stock. Now, why is it 42 days? Does that really mean anything? It definitely does mean something to Elon. Why the number 42 though? Because, and he points this out, and I would definitely vouch for this. This is definitely true. The number 42 is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything, calculated by an enormous supercomputer named Deep Thought over a period of 7.5 million years. So if you're not familiar with this book, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, they kind of build this it's like a science fiction kind of philosophical, kind of humorous book, and they build this supercomputer, and it says the answer after all this calculation, the answer to life is 42. So it's kind of a joke, kind of philosophical. But Elon Musk, if you've ever watched interviews with him and seen lots of detailed interviews with him, he'll often bring up little tidbits around Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Definitely one of his favorite books, and kind of a philosophical thing for him, an interesting thing for him. And the number 42 is, of course, very important in that book. And he tweeted here, here's a tweet from him, Douglas Adams for the win, the author of that book. So number 42 would be significant if Elon was going to tweet something cryptic about sequels and about some sort of movement or change or something happening to the stock. So again, there seems to be some merit to this theory. I remember when this tweet came out in June, people were wondering, like, what the heck is Elon talking about, trying to guess what this could mean. Maybe it means this, that something is coming. This is kind of an interesting theory. Now, would it be a stock split or something else? The evidence of why it could be a 5-to-1 stock split, this alternate Jones also pointed out that recently, just in the last few days, Elon liked a tweet. These are under Elon's tweets he's liked. He liked a very random tweet about a song that on some on the Billboard, some charts, as is in going up the charts or whatever. But it's interesting that it basically just says it jumps 5-to-1 on the Latin airway chart or whatever. Very random tweet for Elon to go around and like this tweet. Could just be randomly liking this tweet. Could just like this song. But it seems kind of interesting that it's 5-to-1. Now it could be a long shot, like 5-to-1. If Elon is really trying to say something, maybe he thinks there's like a huge catalyst coming that's going to make the stock do a 5x in the next year. Who knows? Maybe he just likes the song. It's hard to say what exactly that means, but there's a possibility it's a 5-to-1 because of that. So how likely do I think this prediction is true? What do I think? Elon, on the one hand, he can be a very cryptic guy, and if I was him, I could see sort of enjoyment releasing little like nuanced hidden messages to the masses. I feel like that would be kind of something up his alley, something if I was him, I would probably enjoy that too. So that'd be sort of interesting for him to do that, and I could see him releasing some sort of cryptic tweets like that for of upcoming events that he knows about that are coming. So I could see him doing that, but on the other hand, it could definitely just be a stretch. And this alternate Jones guy, I feel like I've seen him make predictions on Twitter before that haven't come true, or countdown to things that never occurred, sort of hype things up. So it could be a stretch, and him just making connections where there really are no connections, solid connections to be made. So definitely not something to bank on, but I think it's interesting for us to consider or think about in the next couple of weeks to see if this might come true or not. If it does come true, what does it mean for your portfolio? That's the next question. See, the last time this 42 days after a SQL event occurred and Tesla joined the S&P 500, the stock went up over 100% in the next couple months. So it went on a absolute massive tear just because of that news. And if it is a 5-to-1 stock split, it's interesting. I don't know if that will there'll be like such a massive catalyst that will make it do something that crazy. But if it is a 5-to-1 stock split, I think that's cool, but I don't really see that having that much impact on the stock, considering it wasn't that long ago. They already did a 5-to-1 stock split. And also stock splits, in my opinion, really, they don't add any fundamental value to the business itself. They're interesting because they make the shares of the company more accessible to more sort of small retail investors. Say if the shares of a company are $1,000 a share, and then you do a 5-to-1 split, now they're $200 a share, then there's someone who maybe could really only afford to buy one share every month, maybe $200. Now they can buy one share every month rather than waiting 5 months to buy one share. So it's a little more accessible sooner. Some of those people who want to be holding shares can do so. But really, the stock splits don't really add any fundamental business value. Personally, I hope the prediction is true, because it'd be awesome as a Tesla investor to have a major catalyst coming. But I hope it's some sort of major event that's more fundamental to the business. Maybe their Q2 earnings are just going to be like monster earnings, and their gross margins are going to be much better than expected. Something like that would be amazing to see, and maybe Tesla or Elon knows that's upcoming. Maybe it's going to be some kind of other thing, like one or two at the earnings date or 2 days later, they're going to release, the full self-driving subscription will come out, something exciting like that for the business. I'd be very excited to see that. Those things would excite me a lot more than the 5-to-1 stock split, but that would be kind of interesting as well. But those are my thoughts on this prediction, and I wanted to at least open your eyes to this prediction so it's at least on your radar, because I think there is at least some merit to this possibly being true. I would love to hear from you, though. Let me know what you think of this prediction down in the comments so we all can see and hear what you think. You can also find me on Twitter at paperbaginvest. Feel free to hit me up there. And I'd love to hear what you think. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more multi-bagger analysis for your portfolio, and smash that like button while you're at it. And remember, it's in the bag.